But I believe here is where begins our problem. Alright, so going into... Shit. Is it the chess pieces again? Yeah, it was chess pieces again. There you go. I've been in waiter mode, dressed as this. Because it's what fits. As far as I can tell, you can't wear any... I think your glamours or what you can do or whatever is restricted by what is considered to be all-purpose clothing versus, like, warrior clothing or something. But yeah, I was pre-warned that I need to be a craftsman in order to do the Moogle storyline after this point. And that's why this quest was marked as red a moment ago and now is blue. How I'm gonna help them build the tower as a chef? Morale, I guess? Like, they need to be fed. Quest sync. The seething stonemason is shouting obscenities into the wind. God's damned Moogles, they'll lose their bloody pom-poms if they weren't attached to their heads. I can't find my nuts, Kupo. Find my pebbles, Kupo. You want to know where your pebbles are? Well, I'll tell you. Right after I shove them up your bleeding... Oh. You're not one of them. Thank the gods. Finally someone capable of sensible conversation. You see, I was sent here at the Temple Knight's behest to teach stonemasonry to these creatures. However, as soon as I arrived, they bombarded me with menial tasks. Before long, I found myself traipsing aimlessly across the churning mists. They did the same thing to you, where they have you do some bullshit about nuts instead of actually what you're there for? I'll endure it no longer. I bid good riddance to this place and its inhabitants, sir. I'm loath to ask you to suffer such wretched company, but could you inform the one named Moogle that I shan't be returning? I dare not go myself, lest my temper get the best of me. Wow. Fair. Like, it is annoying here. But there's a dance at the end. You gotta get your priorities straight. Well, Med-Adventurer, the Palm Guard remains vigilant as ever. What brings you to Mogholm? A sudden craving for Kupo nuts? Another stonemason is gone, Kupo. At least this one bothered to inform me, in a matter of speaking. I suppose I can't blame him for leaving. He was only trying to help us repair Zenith. They're sent here to survey the area and teach us what they know of the working stone. Alas, the Moogles are more concerned with who can concoct the cleverest trick than who can build the sturdiest wall. They don't do it out of malice, it's just an impulse, like breathing or hiding. But the Ishgardians don't view it that way. So far, this is the 9th stonemason that's left us. Holy shit. I've made a huge problem for these people in the meantime, apparently. I fear Sir Handloop may be regretting his decision to help. As a representative of Mogholm, I must offer him an apology and an explanation. Adventurer, will you guide me to Ishgard so I might mend this situation? What a relief, Kupo. I tend to get terribly lost when traveling on my own. I trust your preparations are complete. Excellent, let's be off. Teleport? No. That would be too easy. Here we are. Greetings, Sir Handloop. If it isn't Mogul and Zev. An unexpected visit, but a welcome one, for I had been hoping to speak with you of our stonemasons. Each one has returned within a fortnight, more wroth than the last. Each one within a fortnight? And there's been 9, so it's been maybe 4 months. Holy shit, it's been 2 minutes for me. Each one has returned within a fortnight, more wroth than the last. They claim the Moogles are proving to be less receptive to their teaching than they had anticipated. Sir Handloop, my deepest and most sincere apologies, Kupo. The others only meant to make the stonemasons feel welcome by including them in their mischief. They never meant to anger. I swear on my honor as a palm guard that it will not happen again. For the sake of friendly relations, I'm more than willing to put this misunderstanding behind us and begin anew. Alas, we have already sent you every stonemason we can spare, and I fear there is little hope of convincing any of them to return to Mogholm. Why wasn't this problem addressed after, like, the first one? 9 times and no one did anything. Y'all just wait for me to do stuff. You haven't sent every stonemason, my dear Handloop. Lord Tarson, what brings you to the congregation? Let us dispense of this idol, shall we? And surely you can surmise why I'm here. Every one of those thin-skinned milksops was a pupil of mine. How would it reflect upon me if I let their negligence bring this project to ruins? Besides, this task came to us directly by the Holy See, and failure would result in my family becoming laughingstock for generations to come. So you see, for both personal and familial honor, I must take up my hammer and succeed where my students have failed. Alas, I am well past my prime. The hammer weighs heavy in my hand, and my mind dulls with age. Alone, I fear I may fall victim to the clever deceptions of the Moogles, or my body might crumble under the stress of so much physical labor. Perhaps with the help of a young, stout adventurer. This son of a bitch. One who has won the respect of the Moogles, one who is well versed in their ways. Only with such a partner could this old man possibly hope to keep his honor from being sullied. Do you know any such adventurers, friend? Pray tell me you do. Nope, never heard of one. What courage! Did you see that, Handloop? This strapping young lad put his name forward without a second thought. Truly you have brought solace to this tired old man's heart, my dear Zeb. You already knew my name, you're just pretending. Kupo? I'm not sure I understand. Are you saying both you and the adventurer will help us? Indeed, my furry little friend. You shall be well taken care of. Now, our first order of business should be to gather all who are involved in the restoration. Moogle, I entrust that task to you. Zeph and I shall not be far behind. Before we depart, however, we have some work of our own to complete. You see, I mean to show the Moogles that they are not the only ones with a penchant for trickery. Come, meet me at the Jeweled Crozier, and we can begin preparations. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna make a Moogle pinata? What exactly is this bro up to? And where's the Jeweled Crozier? It has its own waypoint. Convenient. That's not a teleporter. That's just a fountain that is shaped like the areas where those tend to be, kind of. There you are. Before we begin, I would draw upon your knowledge of the Moogles. Namely, I wish to know what foods they are partial to, for I believe therein we shall find the means to deceive them. So their makeshift economy revolves around these Kupo nuts. Where this plan practically crafts itself, our next course of action is plain, and I believe you are just the lad to rise to the challenge. For your hands speak volumes that your words do not. They are the hands of a practiced artisan, much like my own. There is no need for humility, my friend. You are among peers, and as your peer, I would be honored to call upon your aid. I ask that you craft me a Kupo nut. Not a real one, mind you, but a fake, which can fool even the most discerning Moogle. As I have never laid eyes on a Kupo nut myself, I must entrust this task to you. I require only one, which I shall use to make more. I believe the proper application of dye and wax... With the proper application of dye and wax, you can craft a Kupo nut that will both look and feel like the real thing. Here, I believe this material should prove sufficient. Now, I know full well that even the Master has his failed attempts, so I have instructed Maith here to provide you with more material should you require them. Special recipe in the Moogle quest, okay. It's 90 successfully craft via Beast Tribe quest, Moogle quest. There we go. Fake Koopa Nut. I have 1 fake Koopa Nut materials. Oh. Where do I get water crystals? I don't got water crystals. Fieldcraft supplier, hello. Help. Purchase items. These seem like they're fishing items. I am... Alright, time to look into water crystals. Okay, it wasn't exactly cheap because they only sell them in gargantuan quantities, but I now have 1,000 crystals because I had to buy it from the auction place because, as far as I can tell, you can only get water crystals from gathering skills, which I don't have, and I could get one, but I'm not about to level an entire gathering skill up to 50 right now, just for that. I might have to make do otherwise. Fake nut, Koopo. Fake Koopa Nut materials. Alright. For those of you that haven't seen it before, because this is my first crafting in this video, I think. Because this is separate from the culinary video, I think. This is the Koopa video. The Moogle video. This is crafting. It's weird. There's a lot going on. I don't know if I'm necessarily doing it right, but I'm doing it. But basically, you have 3 meters, you have 4 meters, you have 4 meters. There's the 2 obvious ones, the progress meter and the quality meter. When the progress meter hits 100%, then the item is complete. And if you just do that, then you can pretty quickly finish any item without much risk, really. But if you want to try to get a high quality version of an item, there's a whole game to play where you try to get the quality as high as possible via different skills that you have on these bars. And like these bars use up CP, which is the resource I have next to my HP, which is unique to crafting stuff, I think. And also most actions I do consume durability, and if the durability hits 0 and I have not finished building, completing the product, then it'll fail and break. So that's the system, more or less. It's a lot, and it's a lot to explain. But anyway, I got a little bit of a rhythm with the ways that I try to increase quality. Seeing as it's not even saying that there's a percentage for doing well. Oh, I just beat it in one try. In one attempt at trying to do the first meter. Normally it has a percentage of how well you're doing, the chance of it being high quality that goes up based on how you craft, and it wasn't there, so maybe you couldn't make a high quality. Anyway. How goes your work, Zev? There's no need to rush. I would not want a masterpiece to be marred by a hasty hand. So this is a Koopa Nut. Although I am not a Moogle, I am certain that if I was, my stomach would be rumbling at the sight. Impressive, considering the meager materials we had on hand. No doubt you are wondering what I plan to do with this. Do not worry, I would not dare spoil the surprise for you. For now, just know that I intend to make more. It may take some time, so pray go on ahead to the plaza near Zenith. I shall meet you there. Okay. Bloop. 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 Goodbye, Matthew. I never needed your efforts and your assistance and whatever you're up to. That way? Am I Mount Zone? Yeah, I'm in Mount Zone. Welcome to Barley's, Zev. Truth be told, this place is even worse shape than I was led to believe. Well, I suppose even a fortress begins with but a single stone. My apologies, Lord Tyreson. I urged the Mogmenders to meet us here, but they've all claimed to be busy with something or other. It may be a while before they arrive. Tyreson will suffice, my dear Mogcool, and there is no need for apologies. From my understanding, the Mogmenders have laziness in abundance. While we are waiting, answer me one question. Who among them is easiest to trick? That'd be Master Mogson without a doubt, Kupo. He was put in charge of the Mogmenders on account of his deft paws, but he falls for their tricks more often than not. One time he spent 3 days playing hide and seek while the others gorged on Kupo nuts. Such deviousness. I doubt I can surpass such a clever ploy. Nonetheless, I must try. Moogle, I believe Zev and I can take over the reins from here. We shall have the Mogmenders hard at work ere long. You mean to out-trick the Mogmenders, Kupo? Fascinating. I had no idea you played tricks on each other down below. Of course, I would look forward to hearing of your victory. Oh, I do hope he hides his pebbles. When building a wall, we are taught that a single ill-placed brick can cause the whole structure to collapse. I believe this Master Mogzen may be our figurative loose brick. Now, let us seek him out. He cannot be far. Just gonna go flying about till I find him, I guess. Oops. You can see my muscle memory of pressing the mountain button that I use in the other character. Or the other role. I keep pressing that. But that's not where it is on this one. Nope. That was like a fate icon or something. That was not where I was supposed to go. Yeah, we're going back to Zenith. It's pretty frustrating to be asked for help, and then the people that had asked for the help in the first place just like, fuck you, old man. It's like, what is this bullshit? 9 stonemasons, Kupo. Surely they are praising my cleverness in Ishgard. How should I trick the next one? Oh, I know. A rare sickness which strikes once every 100 years and causes our pom-poms to... Master Mogzen of the Mogmenders, I presume? I am Terrison, freshly arrived from Ishgard. Forgive me for eavesdropping, but I overheard mention of a sickness. Is there aught I need to worry about? You're here already. I mean, yes, a terrible, incurable sickness has spread through Mogholm, at one last seen over 1,000 years ago. Once afflicted, our wings grow heavier than stones, and we can do nothing but lie on the ground helpless until it passes. I see. Such unfortunate timing. Well, I suppose we must postpone our work for now. May you and yours be in good health soon. 'Tis a pity, truly. Whatever should I do with all these Kupo nuts? Did you say Kupo nuts? Here? Now? Why, yes, I brought a veritable feast, which I meant to share with the Mogmenders as a gesture of goodwill. Alas, we shall have to wait. A sickness which comes every 1,000 years surely requires proper... Did I say sickness? Perhaps I was mistaken. Yes, perhaps they weren't sick at all, just napping. How embarrassing. Luckily for you, however, that means the rest of Mogmenders are hale and hearty. I'll summon them and meet you at Barley's forthwith. By the gods, I was hoping for a bit more sport than that. Perhaps if he said Kupo nuts were a miraculous cure for this epidemic, I could have pretended to believe him. What's done is done. Come, let us away to Barley's and meet our new companions. He's gonna pretend it was a cure. The whole thing's just out the window immediately. Where am I going? Oh, right where I just was. Again. It's just canon that Kupos are annoying. But they're also off-putting alien nightmare babies floating in the air. So there's a lot to not like, really. As promised, I've gathered my most skilled Mogmenders. Now I believe there was talk of a feast. Indeed, they have the paws of true artisans. Now for the feast. Let me start off with our relationship by offering this bounty to you. That's what they look like? Even I didn't know yet. They look so plump and juicy, Kupo. And all this for a little And all this for a little effort. As master of the Mogmenders, I declare first privileges. Not even gonna pick it up. Jesus. That's not how a Kupo nut tastes. It's a fake. How could something that looks so delicious be so disappointing? Oh my god, they're all screaming. My dear Moggs, and it seems the tables have turned. Indeed, these nuts were wrought by man, not born of nature. Even better than the real thing, yes? Well, besides the taste, of course. They're all fake? There's not even a real one tucked away inside Kupo? Perhaps we should check once again, just to be sure. Really? I dare say these would fool even Chieftain Moglin, and no one has ever been able to trick him. Truly works of art, Kupo. This is but a small sampling of our capabilities, friends. I have built towers and raised walls that rival the largest in the churning mists. Yes, even Zenith. You mean you can make Kupo nuts even larger than these? Larger than Zenith? That's not the point. Perhaps I could if I had the inclination. However, I offer you something better. Pledge your paws to me and I shall teach you how to craft aught you can imagine. Alas, I will make this offer only once. So what say you? Anything we can imagine, Kupo. Of course, we swear in our pom-poms to be diligent pupils. Why, I'm ready to start repairing Zenith this very moment. That's the spirit I like to see. But we have a long road ahead of us. My Moogle menders, before we start work on the palace proper, I believe we would do well to begin by repairing this very plaza. What you learn here shall form a solid foundation for what is to come. Does it begin? Well, now that things have settled, I do believe formal introductions are in order. I am Moggs, master of the Mogmenders. I never knew what a crafter was capable of until I saw those fake Kupo nuts. With even a fraction of such skill, I have no doubt we could restore Zenith to its former glory. Still, I can't help but wonder what we could have accomplished if we listened to the other 9 stonemasons. Yeah. Funny that. Oh well, I suppose there's no use whacking my pom-pom over the past, of my own choices that I made of my own free will. Besides, you and Terrison are so much more kind and patient than the others. You do plan to stay and teach us, right? We'll work every day until our paws are sore and our cheeks are flushed. I promise you that, Kupo. Piss off, Kupo. Holy shit. I like to think, oh god. Together we'll rebuild Barley's, Kupo. Truly, Kupo. The others will be overjoyed to hear it. Mogmenders, let us go forth. Tools and paw and make Zenith shine once more. Big ol' spike of XP, please. What are they doing? I kind of doubt they're accomplishing anything. Thanks to your efforts, the restoration of Barlangs has begun. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see repair of the plaza completed. Am I actually going to see this place look different over time? That'll be kind of neat. There it is. So now I've reached that neutral rep. Yeah, wow, yeah, that was like 1 million. So that's like a whole level right there. That's not bad. So now I should have 2 reputations at the moment. Yep. Getting ahead on Vanu, but now it's time to start the Moogles. And this just kind of progress in parallel, and the videos will come out whenever the fuck. But I think they're going to be crafting missions. Hasty conclusions. Not so much into reading dailies. It's the big grind from here on out. Craver of Kupo nuts. Alright. Let's get this shit done. If it's like the other... I think I can get... Is it like last time? Yeah, it's 150. So I can finish these quests today. And then do the friendly quest today. You get a decent burst of quests at the beginning, because every time you go up a tier, you get 3 bonus quests on top of the 3 dailies you normally get. And the first day is 150, and each quest rewards 50 rep. So the first day will just get you to friendly, so you'll get 6 quests for 300 rep that day, if you so choose to complete them. Alright, I went around, did the things. They're like normal dailies, except you can die instantly. Pretty much, they usually are like, go to some place and gather some stuff off the ground. You might get murdered instantly by mobs because you're a crafting class and can't defend yourself, and it's like, oh fuck. They're usually easy to avoid though once you realize you have to. You just fly around, grab all the shit, and then you craft 3 of whatever the thing is, and like... You can't, as far as I can tell, you can't make high quality ones, so there's no real strategy. You just spam the craft button until it's done. And it's always like 2 or 3, and it's kind of the same quest over and over again. Like less variety than normal daily quests. But we're friendly now, which means I get to do the friendly unlock storyline.
Zev, Terracin has been looking for you, Kupo. There's an important matter we must discuss at once.
Zev, there you are. I must say the attitude of the Mogmenders is much improved. They have mastered the basics of stonemasonry more quickly than I had anticipated, and remain ever eager to learn. Once the rubble has been cleared, we can begin rebuilding. Therein lies our problem, however. I'm afraid we lack the numbers to remove the debris on our own. I request aid from the Moogles of Eorzea, but have yet to receive a response. Doubtless they are trying to avoid any kind of hard work. So I would task you, my dear Mogson, with bringing them here. I give you leave to use whatever trick you can conceive of to get those malingering Moogles to Barlays.
You want me to fool Moogles? I've never done that, Kupo. Not successfully, anyways.
Really? Do not be so quick to lose heart. You fail only because your ideas are half-formed, marred by compromise and poor planning. You must persevere in your efforts if you wish to succeed. It is as the words of my house state, by the 100th blow. For a single strike of the chisel merely scratches a stone's surface. It is only with constant effort that stones give rise to bricks, to walls, and at last an impregnable fortress. Such is the power of will, of perseverance, of determination.
Will, perseverance, determination. I will remember, Kupo. Yes, I'll craft a trick so cunning they sing songs of it throughout Mogholm.
It's a bit ambitious. You want going from 0 to 100 there?
Aye, that's the spirit. You are a leader, and it is past time you took charge. Show the others that the Mogmenders are not to be trifled with. However, while I have great faith in Mogson, he has yet to meet his full potential, which is why I must ask you to accompany him, Zev. Ensure he does not slip back into his old ways. Give that pom-pom of his a firm shake if you sense his will is wavering. I'm sure there'll be no need. I'm sure there'll be no need for that, Kupo. Nevertheless, I would certainly appreciate the company. Well then, shall we be off? We should begin by speaking with Mogup, the Moogle in charge over at Eorzea.
And Eorzea is over there. Yeah, we pretty much need to fly there. I'm on a bear. My bear has a soundtrack that makes it better than your bear, if you have one.
Oh, if it isn't Master Mogzen and the adventure I've heard so much about. I seem to recall a request of some manner from the Mogmenders. Oh yes, you required extra paws to help me with the rebel. That's correct, Kupo. The request was made some time ago, but still not a single Moogle has arrived at Barley's. We can't hope to make any progress without them. Ah yes, who could forget such an unusual name? Of course I dispatched several Moogles the moment the missive came, but I'm afraid I may have sent them to the wrong location. Awfully hard to pronounce the name, you see. Why, I suppose they could be anywhere now, and without the provisions for a long journey. Oh, how dreadful, Kupo. All alone among the wild beasts, hungry and afraid. Curse my clumsy tongue, curse it. Could you help me find them? Please, bring them something to sate their hunger, and I'm certain they'll be most willing to help. This is a ploy to get nuts, isn't it? Of course, an understandable mistake. I can scarce pronounce half the names I hear. Don't worry, Maga, my companion and I will have the errant Moogles back here in safe post-haste. This is all a trick to get nuts. It won't serve to go searching blindly, however, lest we become lost ourselves. No, we must discuss our strategy beforehand. Zev, let's confer down below. Do you know that he's lying? Or are you gonna fall for it? Little does Maga know, I've already fallen for this trick twice. Why trouble yourself to get your own food when a gullible Moogle will deliver it right to you? It'd be a brilliant ploy if it wasn't so overused. And now we have our chance to, what did Terracin say? Turn the tables. We can trick them into going to Barley's. I dare say they'd stay just as a sign of respect. Mockup and his lackeys are a clever bunch, though. How can I possibly get the better of them? Promise that there's a feast of nuts at that place? If only we could use those fake Kupo nuts. But by now, every Moogle in Mogholm has and beyond has heard of them. And rightfully so, they are truly masterpieces. Certainly not something I could ever hope to surpass. And there's no shame in that. Yes, why reach for the skies when a Kupo nut is hanging just within reach? Besides, Asa is far from Mogholm. Edwidger Mogup and the others have heard nothing of your fake nuts. Well then, I believe the matter is sealed. Remember Terracin's word, Mogson. Terracin's words? You're right, I must make up my own trick. I almost did it again, didn't I? Well, not this time. This time, I'll be the one laughing. This time, Mogup will be the one too embarrassed to show his face at the harvest fete. Thank you, Zev. Terracin was right to have you accompany me. If you were not here, I would have given up before I remembered a special something that just might serve as a perfect tool for our trick. A very special something. I haven't got any myself, certainly not the quantity required. But there is one Moogle who might. Zev, come with me to Mogholm so we can seek out the council of the alchemist Moggen. Yes, it's all falling into place, Kupo. Is that what it's doing? Your master plan where I do everything for you. I'm not new at this. I know what this is. Just give me worthwhile experience so I don't have to craft this expansion. Just get me to 60. Oh yeah, at 53 I can access the next storyline, I think. Zev, my apologies. I had to pick something up from Barley's on the way. I hope I didn't keep you waiting, Kupo. The mighty adventurer Bracelet was his presence again, Kupo. Oh, and greetings to you as well, Mogzen. What brings you all the way to Barley's? Mogup is up to his old tricks, but I mean to take the upper paw this time, Kupo. For that I require your most potent medicine. Most potent. Oh, and on a completely unrelated note, I brought you a gift. Well, I certainly can't just give you Kupo nuts, and larger than I've ever seen before. Even more so than those of Chieftain Moglin's secret reserve. You've always been a stout supporter of the Mogmenders. I just thought I should express my gratitude. Of course, I understand, Kupo. I wouldn't dare decline a gift from you. Mogson, it is only a gift, yes. Why, Morgan, you wound me. I would never intend for it to be anything else. Kupo. Ahem, Kupo. Lifting stones is dangerous work, and it would be dreadful if anyone was injured, especially so far from home. You shall have your medicine, Mogson. Practice caution, however. Use too much and you may do more harm than good. I promise to be responsible, Kupo. Zev, I believe we are finished here. I'll meet you back at Asa after I finish some final preparations. I'll try not to be late this time. Oh, right, we're not nearby at all. These boys be scheming. I'm actually not much closer. Yeah, the teleport's not much closer than going there from here. Well, how goes the search? I've looked up and down every rock and behind every bush and can find no sign of the poor Moogles. All this searching has made me terribly thirsty, by the way. Now I know how the others must feel. It's tearing me apart, Kupo. Maga, enough. I surrender. I must say your trick is even more impressive than the last. This one is so impressive, in fact, that I brought a bounty of Kupo nut milk to give to everyone. Haha, Mogson's been outsmarted again, Kupo. You really must stop making it so easy. There's no sport in it anymore. However, we'll gladly accept these libations as a just reward for our ingenuity. Time to call the others. Did you see, Kupo? Mogup is none the wiser. He thinks that's just a regular Kupo nut milk, but we know better. Oh, I can scarce believe that I, Mogson, am about to finally trick Moogles. Come, Zev, Mogup will soon get his just desserts. This is an exhausting society to interact with. No thank you. This is why none of you are stonemasons. You can't be bothered to do anything, really. That is a lot of bottles. Zeb, quickly. Mock-up and the others are just about to partake of my special milk. Mogson's been tricked again, and not for the last time. In his humbleness, he is rewarded our surpassing cleverness with a bounty of Kupo nut milk. Drink deep, my friends, and bask in victory. Those bottles are huge compared to them. There's nothing like a nip of milk after a... What's his... You just drugged them. That's distressing. Kupo? Impossible. Mogson, he couldn't have. You just drugged them. This is distressing. Don't do that. Haha. What's in the milk, you ask? A few pinches of the crushed cloud mallow seeds. In large enough quantities, they put Moogles into a deep sleep. Don't do that. What the fuck? Once they're dozing soundly, I need only whisper in their ears to complete my plan. Look, Zev, and bear witness to Mogmender's guile.
This is not good. You don't do this. Is what happens when somebody's like he's not in the prank culture or whatever that these people have going on. He's like, I can do it. I'll beat all of them, and he goes too far. It's like distressing. Don't drug people. This isn't a prank, bro. This is a crime. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. From sunup till sundown, you'll work up a sweat and nary a frown. What? Ho, friends, isn't it a perfect day for backbreaking labor? Who needs rest? Not I, Kupo. Who wants to sweat? Me. What? You can drug and then mind control them? What the hell? Victory, Kupo. I doubt Moogle will dare try to trick me again after this. And now to reap the rewards. Let's return to Ballard and see what Moogle's hard at work can accomplish. I don't want to see construction performed by drunk Moogles. Every element of this plan is bad, both unethical and like bad. Like this isn't gonna work out. They're poor choices. Zev, it's terrible. We'll never get the rubble cleared, Kupo. Malgrup and the others began working eagerly at first, but they collapsed after carrying only one rock between them. I know they aren't used to hard work, but this beggars belief. Perhaps all is not lost, however. When a Moogle's in such a sorry state, the only cure I know is more cloud mallow. And I believe you can help with that, Zev. Mount a mallow and sprinkle some puffs on these Moogles, and their palms should perk right up. Just ask the Moogle guarding it to ride. I'll be looking to the skies. Perhaps a few errant puffs will blow my way, Kupo. Am I being tricked now? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing? Say no more. I know exactly why you're here. Just shake your rump a bit and rain mallow puffs on the poor Moogles, and they'll be back to tip-top shape. Hop on. I'm sure the mallow can support your weight. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm not sure it can support my weight. Seed. Squish, 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 squish. Do I get that mount? I seem to recall being tired. Impossible. Inconceivable. Why, I dare say I could clear the rubble myself. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. Now you're giving them a stimulant. After the drugging, now they've been cocained. Here they go. So many Moogle noises. Oh my god. Goodbye. The mallow puffs seem to do it, Kupo. If they keep up this pace, then the rubble should be cleaned in no time. And what's more, now that I've hoodwinked a Moogle, I'm sure to earn some respect around here. I am the master of Mogmenders, after all. Tarasen, Zev, if not for your support, I would have given up long ago. To see my efforts succeed at last, I've never felt the sense of accomplishment before. You have my thanks. Brilliant, my dear Mogzen. Remember my words, and your conviction shall show through in the quality of your craftsmanship. I will. I most certainly will. Tarasen, your words will guide me in both works and studies. Is it a million again? Yes, please. Thanks to your efforts, the rubble has been cleared from Barlays. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see the repair of the plaza completed. Time to buckle up for the long haul. It goes quickly for you, but it'll take much longer for me. Hey! I might hit level 60 just from these. That'd be nice. No more crafting. And as expected, 3 more daily quests for me to do. Alright, see you next time. We return once again to Moogleville. I've got this jacket on now. It's a thing. It's got a bunch of numbers on it. Old jacket didn't have that many numbers on it. I don't know where the... I don't know what my old jacket was already. But whatever it was probably for level 50s. And now it's level 58 Moogle experience grind currency thing or whatever. I don't know. This guy over here sells like a whole set of both land and craft sets. So that's what we got here. Let's see, it's the Adept is the one that I'll be getting. I don't know why they're so red. The leggings are so red. It's just a trip, really. I like the other set better. But that set's for this is for like gathering and whatnot. Let's see, I discovered that you can do the enable die preview, and then you can do shit. Oh, show all equipped gear, preview. There you go. So you can actually preview it all in one color. Make it shiny purple or whatever. That's an alright set. Just turn it bright pink. Not totally in love with the Adept set. At some point I'll probably get like a chef cosmetic set or something. How's this one look with color? Very shiny. There's something funny about putting the shiny dyes on what was originally meant for, like, probably armor or something. It's so bright. The other set's dynamic, so making it all one color kind of fits. This set's kind of flat, so making it multiple colors probably makes more sense. Let's see. Just wanted to look at those pants. They're so brightly red. It comes as a surprise. Like, they're so bright red that they stand out completely from everything else. But then you put these boots on, and all you have is a red crotch? What are they going for with that? What's going on with that set? I'm not sure. No, not you. Remember everyone's voices, oh no.
Zev, you're back. And at the perfect time, Terracin and I were discussing how to move forward with the restoration. You're welcome to join us, Kupo.
I'm just here by happenstance, not because I'm even needed. Zev, how kind of you to join us. We were just discussing how to proceed with the restoration. Mogmenders are ready for a new challenge, and I have a mind to set them to work on the plaza's outer wall. And what would a challenge be without an insurmountable obstacle? They lack the strength to even lift the wall's heavy bricks a foam, let alone stack them on top of each other. In Ishgard, we would use levers and pulleys to get the job done, but I'm afraid their design is unfit for Moogle proportions. gonna be pretty fucked if they can't even build, like, lift bricks when they're here for stonemasonry. Short of creating an entirely new system, which is outside the realm of my expertise, the solution to this problem eluded me. That is, until the Master Mogmender himself had a brilliant suggestion. Mogzen, if you will.
Certainly, Kupo. I propose calling up the dragons for help. I've seen them grasp vast boulders in their mighty claws. It should be a simple task for them to stack the bricks on top of each other.
Haven't we been fighting them? I've even been fighting them in the other faction. Like, it's not a good time to be dragons.
An ingenious idea, yes, and one which fills me with anticipation, for I have never seen a dragon's might put to constructive use. It would seem as well that Mogzen already knows who to ask.
That's right, Kupo. I happen to count a dragon among my many friends. He's strong, too. Much stronger than any Moogle I've met. Terrason, Zev, wait here, I'll seek him out straight away.
This is awkward when earlier in this campaign I was fighting dragons. But I guess that is part of what changed over the course of the main story. The recontextualization of the Dragon War. Up to the point where I'm riding into the capital on a dragon.
We are returned, Kupo. Zev, Terrason, meet Oldie.
Oldie? Tiny.
So there are ones in need of my strength. They are so wingless. Nonetheless, any friend of Mogzen's friend of mine, I am at your service.
By the fury, if you were not Mogzen's friend, I'd be trembling in my boots. Oldie, I was made to believe you could hurl boulders to the skies with but a flick of your powerful claws. Is that true?
Of course. Do not think me some weakling. I am a dragon, and the blood of the great worm Hraelsvegir courses through my veins. In just 3 centuries, even the most colossal stone will be a pebble in my claws.
Okay, well, we need now, not a little babu dragon. How is this gonna work exactly?
Did you hear that? We only need to wait 3 centuries. Fortunately, I have no pressing engagements for the next 300 years. What about you, Mogzen? Have you the time to spare?
No, certainly not, Kupo. Oh, there must be another way.
Does Oldie have a dad?
Oh, I know. Oldie, we have a surplus of foodstuffs thanks to Mogmel's shrewd management. Eat your fill and before long you'll be as big as strong as Hraelsvegir. Right?
No.
Mogzen. You're always so short-sighted. How many times must I tell you the quickest solution is not always best? But don't you understand? We can't wait 300 years. By that time, the palms of every single Moogle in Mogholm will have gone to dust.
My apologies. I sometimes forget how very fragile you Moogles are. I suppose we will have to entreat my older brother for help then. How old are you now? I'm always confused by like immortal-ish beings that seem to have such like a lack of connection to the passage of time, and it's like, I mean, how old is this one even in the first place? And like, they still experience time the same way. Let me warn you, however, that he can be a bit trying at times. But worry not, for I am certain we can sway him to help us one way or another.
Thank you, Oldie. I knew we would find a way. However, I know there's still more work to be done, so soon I'll be able to add persuading a dragon to my list of accomplishments. But as they say, there is strength in numbers. Zev, pray accompany me, as it may lend more weight to our request.
Well then, let us be off. My brother, way off. Oldie and way off? Alright. Way off usually spends his time deeper within Zenith. I will go ahead and see if I can soften him up before you arrive. So many little Moogle noises. There's so many of them here. Somebody help me. I thought we were working on the tower. I guess, yeah. We're just working on this like open area so far. And we haven't even talked about making progress towards that yet. Look at all that space. Up. Oh, this way off. You guys are related? You look super different. My brother has requested I hear your plea, and I shall not deny him. This camera doesn't even look at his face. I'm in strike zone.
We are grateful for this assistance, Kupo. You see, we mean to rebuild the walls of Barlays. Alas, our tiny paws can barely grip the massive stones, let alone lift them. That is why we require a dragon's strength. Your strength. Ah, yes. We have heard tell of Moogles playing at being stonemasons. This I know. I care not how or where you conduct your games, or whom you choose to imitate. However, I will not be made party to such whimsy. I hate fun. Way off. With all due respect, you are mistaken. This is no game, Kupo. We are pouring our heart and soul into repairing Barlays, and it is only the beginning. Brother, Mogson tells the truth. He is wholly devoted to this task. He even forsook trickery. Please, I implore you to give him his people a chance. One chance, then, and show me the depth of your conviction. If you truly are a crafter, then craft something for me, that which cannot speak, yet can be heard. It's a riddle. It's what, a book? Present it to me, and my strength shall be yours. He doesn't even got hands, so like, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle giving him something he wants. What? I mean, yes, of course. Zev, let us return to Barlay so we can begin work on Way-Off's request for Fort Width. Wait, does Way-Off also? Oh, I know, that was an old notification. Like, does he also have a quest I need to look into? I always have to zoom out whenever this mount happens. I gotta unlock that palm. It's another flying mount that's not distracting, but kind of fun, but also isn't gargantuan like this one is. It's just too much. Too much mount. Nope. Go turn the dailies. We need to unlock the next tier of rep first. I don't know what to make of Way-Off's words. Something that can't speak but can be heard. How my palm aches from trying to wrap it around this riddle. Perhaps I should trick him. It can't be much more difficult than tricking a Moogle. It's way harder. Moogles are actually kind of stupid, as it turns out. I jest, Kupo. Worry not, I won't rest until I've deciphered his strange request, Zev. Zev, let's put our palms together. I don't got one. Together we can chip away at the question until the answer takes shape before us. What could it possibly be, Kupo? Zev, if you've traveled all manner of places. Surely a worldly adventurer such as yourself can offer some insight. Insatiable lust for treasure. Perhaps it's not an object, but a demonstration of skill he seeks. A skill? Well, we Moogles excel at trickery, and lounging in the sun, and seeing how many Kupo nuts we can fit into our mouths at once. No, that can't be. Wait, I know, Kupo. What would a nap or a Kupo nut eating competition be without musical accompaniments? We make even the most mundane event come alive with our horns and harps, and an instrument doesn't speak, but it can certainly be heard. So it's an instrument Way-Off wants. Now, I always... that would be it, yeah. You can hear it without it, yeah. I've always been partial to tooting the horn myself, so I believe crafting one should prove simple. However, I should entrust you with a separate task.
Grease to polish the horn to a mirror shine would provide that stunning final touch. Mogmal should have many materials you require. I await your masterpiece, Kupo.
My masterpiece.
Is that the head or the tail of that dragon? Is that the tail of the dragon? How small is its... Oh my god, its head is so small. Weird.
You come here for materials. Very well. That will be 30 Kupo nuts, please. You should see the look on your face. It was merely a jest. Please, take...
Just Josh and your bro. Just Josh. These guys are exhausting.
Take as much as you require. Free of charge, of course.
It's funny because I've been talking about the memorability of different storylines compared to the original Realm Reborn storyline, and it's like, yeah, Moogles being really annoying still makes their storylines more memorable. It works on that level. Synthesize a horde component. There it is. Oh. It says high quality. Shit. Might be... I've got to try. I'm so used to autopiloting through these missions because they don't ever need you to do it. Alright, so my obliterate the meter... Wait, well, how fast does this go? Almost. Okay. Oh my god, look at that meter go. I have grown in power. Or it's just it's probably just an easy mode thing. It's actually required to continue, so they probably just made it easy. Or I'm high level now, I don't know. This coat, it has power.
Are you finished, Kupo? I've completed the horn, and all I require is your final flourish.
Sup? This is actually a really shitty horn, but the final flourish is nice.
This is even better than I could have hoped, Kupo. Any Moogle will surely be proud to toot on the horn, even Chieftain Moglin. Nevertheless, I must take care when applying the final touches. Go ahead and meet with old D and his brother. I'll be close behind, horn and paw.
Bye. I'm on a bear. I totally thought this song was unique to this mount until I was on a different mount. And it did the same thing. Bro.
Way off. We thought long and hard on your words, and have brought that which you seek. Behold, a Mogmender masterpiece.
Good. Why is it on top of a giant box?
Why, that is just a horn. Why would brother want that? Of course the horn cannot... Oh, I see. How clever, Mogzen, and the craftsmanship is even better than we had hoped.
You guys have much judgment of horn craftsmanship? Can you... I don't think your lips can even make a seal around a horn, so you guys can't even play one. How much time do you spend thinking about horns? Oh, the base of his neck looks really weird. Like it's... Oh. Do not feign knowledge, oldie. You did not know the answer. As for you, Mogzen, was this horn truly wrought by your hands?
Indeed, Kupo, I put every ounce of my skill into its construction.
every ounce as well as a dash of Zev's skill for good measure. A horn does not speak, yet it can be heard from even the highest peaks. It would seem my trial was simple before the combined efforts of man and Moogle. I was impressed. I am impressed. Accept my apologies for doubting you. Do I count as man? I have questions.
That means you'll help, Mogzen. Splendid. But brother, I still don't understand why a horn is so important to you.
How much you have yet to learn. Although I am sure you were taught once before that our songs are as roars to the earth, so alien and unfathomable. You're referring to your own roars as unfathomable, but you fathom them. He looks like a sea monster. He looks really different from the other dragons. So it was that Hraesvelgir bequeathed a magic to men, that they fashioned sacred instruments to join in the chorus. The horn entrusted to the Moogles is but one of these works. So music was invented so that mankind could understand dragons? That didn't go work out so well with the whole war thing. If you would have my aid, you must wield an instrument worthy of calling upon my kind. I believe this horn will do nicely.
An instrument to summon a dragon? Is that good, Kupo? No one has ever praised something I've made. This feeling is better than eating 3 Kupo nuts at once.
3 is the best you can do?
I apologize, I've gotten a little carried away. Now, where were we? Oh yes, way off. Allow me to escort you to Barlay's.
And then I stood here while everyone else left. He's just awkward that way. Yeah, the return trip's always the supercar. I almost want to have like some kind of feature to select auto zoom distances. I want to play at this distance, but I want to raid at this distance, and I want vehicles like mounted flight to be at this distance. It'd be kind of neat to be able to set those as like sliders. Terrason, I think, is the main quest one. They all have that down arrow, which I think means dailies usually. Now this is what I envisioned when Mogzen spoke of dragons. The other guy can hear you. I applaud your success, my friend, although I did not doubt you for a second. Mogzen certainly seems to be in high spirits. Higher than usual, even. Did your meeting with Way Off go that well? Ah, now I see. My dear Mogzen, how does it feel to labor over your creation, to pour every ounce of your vim and brio into it, and for that effort to be recognized and earn you accolades? Tell me true, can you think of aught better?
No, I can't, Kupo. This is even more thrilling than when I tricked Mog up.
Ha! And now you understand why we crafters slave away at our art. Yes, we. For I dare say you are now as much a crafter as Zev or myself. Still, do not think your journey over already. You have much to learn yet in the way of technique.
Me? A crafter? Kupo, I don't know what to say, except that I'll try my utmost not to disappoint.
And you must be Way Off, whose trial spurred Mogzen's growth. I am Tarasen, and I offer my humble greetings and thanks. We'll see. Well then, shall we begin? For perhaps the first time in 1,000 years, man and dragon shall work together to build, not destroy. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's still flying the whole time. Although I am too young to have known the peace our ancestors once shared, I am honored to work alongside you. May our bonds be strengthened through our labor. Bloop. I still have never applied materia to anything. There's so many systems to learn. Or ignore forever. Haha. Whoa. That was some rapid progress. It's all purpley. So basically he did all the work, and the other Moogles, something? Thanks to your efforts, the outer walls of Ballard have been restored. Continue assisting the Mogmenters to see repair of the plaza completed. It is satisfying how how all three of these Beast Tribe quests have involved buildings appearing, or like the environment changing. That's pretty cool. Your reputation is increased to friendly. Leads to like a very real sense of progress happening around you when you're like, oh wow, look what that thing changed and stuff. That's pretty cool, man. Look at it go. Yeah, there's Oldie. Hildith? There's humans around. It's all purple pinky. It looks like a beachside thing. And it's covered in palms. Well, y'all might actually be getting somewhere. And as usual, turn in the three the last of the ones I already did, and then pick up the new three. And this is, yep, allowance is 1. There it goes. I'm all capped out. I haven't even visited the Vath today, but the Vanu Vanu and the Moogles both had a reputation turnover today, so that's all I can do. In the meantime, we are returned. Get these Moogles caught up, shall we? It's a Durgan. Alright, that's the thing we're doing.
Zev, I thought that was you. Terracin has decided where next to focus our efforts, Kupo.
Thanks to the efforts of Way Off, Barlays is now well fortified against any ne'er-do-wells who might wish to deface it. Well, that's what I would say if there was aught in it to deface. I believe now is the most important time to start the core of our... Mogzen, Terracin, Zev, Gullinbursty, he has spoken, and he is livid.
Oh, it's you.
Oldie, my friend, calm yourself. What matter do you speak of? Who is this Gullinbursty?
He is an ancient dragon, more ancient than most. In passing, he asked after the Mogmenters, and became enraged when I told him of your work here. He demanded I tell you to cease at once. I thought he was only curious, I swear. Please don't be cross with me.
Just when things were going so well. Still, I suppose we can count it as a blessing that he did not drive us away by force. Doubtless he is capable. Perhaps the fact that he has not means there is hope for reconciliation. Let us parley with Gullinbursty. If for no other reason than to make it clear that we bear no ill will towards him. Zev, Mogzen, I would ask that you accompany me. Old D, pray deliver us to where this ancient dragon resides.
Certainly. Hopefully Gullinbursty will listen to reason. With luck, hopefully we can put this incident behind us soon enough.
Where we're going? Wait the heck. Hello, other Rothgar wearing a Starbucks costume? What? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've seen that before. I don't remember. It just it looks like a barista. Like what? That's in the game. I saw somebody with a really nice chef's costume earlier, but they were level 80. So I'm like, ah, fuck. I probably can't get that if I don't. I probably can't get that until way later. I'm a little frustrated. My character never looks like a chef. The closest he gets is looking like the suit makes him look like some kind of butler or something sometimes. Definitely the funniest thing about all of this is that we're crafting a monument, and of all the professions, my guy is a chef. And it's like, that's not the most applicable. You go to the Moogles and just do crafting, and it's like, I'm making so many building materials. I'm like, sir, I have a pan. How am I doing any of this? This is the funniest way to do this whole thing, on top of the fact that I was ruining people's dreams by buying better food at the auction house.
So you are the children of man who seek to undo my efforts to keep Barlays forgotten? Enough. Cease this affront and return from whence you came. Merciful Garlean, I fear this is a dreadful misunderstanding. It is not by our own volition that we endeavor to repair the plaza. No. We are here at the behest of the Moogles, and in fact our role is merely to teach them of stonemasonry, not more. As you are doubtless aware, the Moogles are bound by an ancient accord with Hraesvelgir to guard and maintain Zenith. As it happens, several of Hraesvelgir's own brood are even now lifting stones in a show of support. Forgive me my boldness, but do you mean to put a stop to such efforts? Bold indeed. You are right. I cannot oppose the will of Hraesvelgir. If there is truth in your words.
It's true, Kupo. If you require proof, just visit the plaza yourself. And you only need to ask Hraesvelgir about the covenant we share.
My dear Mogzen, please let me handle this matter. We must tread carefully. I would very much like to leave this parley without any singed hairs. Mighty Garlean, I believe a dragon of your strength would have no difficulty driving us from the plaza and razing it to the ground. But I also believe you are wise, too wise to ask rashly, without knowledge of our intentions or our sincerity. Perhaps. If you would prove your worth, then so be it. Restore the splendor of ages past to Barlays, and I shall oppose you no longer. I won't oppose you if you've already succeeded at the thing that you're going to do in the first... What?
That's it? That's it? We're already well on our way, Kupo. Rest assured Barlays will be restored in no time.
Will it? Long ago, the plaza held a fountain from which flowed an unending stream. To build such a thing now would be an impossible feat.
A fountain is impossible to... Sir... I get that you guys don't have, like, thumbs, but, like, I'm underwhelmed by dragons.
I would expect no less than to be tasked with the impossible. To construct a fountain on barren land seems an unsolvable riddle. Do not fear, however, for we will find a way, as we have many times before. Won't we, Mogzen?
There's magic in this universe, sir.
Naturally, Kupo. We'll show you the worth of the Mogmenders.
I mean, there's water around here somewhere. You're all alive and live here.
Excellent.
And there's plants?
Well then, my dear Garlean, we shall set to work at once. In the meantime, I trust you will see fit to allow our repairs to resume unimpeded. Very well, child of man. I shall tolerate your presence for the time being.
God, dragons are shaped so weirdly in this game. Their front is like so short and their back is so tall, and they're like, why are their bodies like that? It's weird. It's like a lot of the goofy bottom-heavy dragons you see in other media, but those ones are standing up all the time with their stupid T-Rex arms sticking out in front of them. But they're like, what if we took that silly cartoon dragon cut design and made it like walk around on all fours? And it's like, that doesn't work. It's like a Charizard having to walk around on all fours, and you're like, this doesn't work at all. While not the ideal outcome, there is naught for it but to turn our attention to the task at hand. Not only must we build a fountain, we must also secure a source of water. Gullenbursty is well aware of the fact that we are surrounded by dust and wind-worn brick, which is why he expects us to fail. But we shall prove him wrong. It would be best to first seek the wisdom of those familiar with the land. Tell me, Mogson and Old D, how do you go about securing water for your peoples? Exactly.
Truth be told, I never thought too deeply about it, Kupo. If our throats are dry or the flowers are drooping, we just go to the springs north of Mogholm. Then when we wish to wash the dirt from our scales, we tumble into the nearest cloud. And when our throats are parched, we slake our thirst in the blood of our prey.
Well, the springs of Mogholm are entirely too far away, and somehow I doubt a fountain of blood is what Gullenbursty had in mind. Could you imagine the plumbing, the coagulation? How about you, Zev? Any ideas? Perhaps we could make use of a spring crystal. Spring crystal? The name rings familiar. Ah, now I remember. Crystals wet to the touch, yes? If I recall correctly, they are harvested in quantity from the Sea of Clouds, and they're used to keep the barrels of cloud top filled to the brim.
Such an ingenious solution. Gullenbursty may be stubborn, but even he should be impressed.
I believe he would, my dear oldie. That settles it then. We must procure spring crystals. Of course, it would be preferable if we did not have to travel all the way to the Sea of Clouds. I can teleport there in 5 seconds. Can they be found near here?
We are in luck, because I often fly over a crystal that seems to have water trickling from its surface. I have a suspicion this might be one of these spring crystals you speak of. All that's left is to gather them then. Oh, D, show me where they are, and I'll bring back as many as I can carry, which is probably 1, because I'm a Moogle. Gullenbursty will know our worth, Kupo.
Well, I cannot deny Mogson's enthusiasm. However, neither he nor Old D have actually seen a spring crystal up close, and it would be a shame if what they brought back was unusable. Follow them, so you might judge the crystal's quality. I don't remember what a spring crystal is, but I just assume it's kind of obvious. You know? Probably obvious. It's up there. Oh, there's the arrow. I couldn't see the little arrow on the top of the mini-map. It did not stand out. Here we are. No, not you. Water trickles forth from the crystal in thin rivulets, each running dry before reaching its base. It seems there's little hope this can be used as a supply for the fountain. But where'd all this water come from? There's a whole pool here.
From the skies, I could not tell that this crystal was so dry. But worry not, for you are in the company of a dragon. When I unleash my mighty roar, the crystal will awaken, and the water will gush forth from it like a geyser. I simply need some time to gather my strength. 1 century should do the trick.
Brother was around that age when he learned to roar. Or we'll get your brother again, you lunatic.
You cannot wait even 100 years. I pity you, truly.
Well, I suppose we must ask brother for his help again. I'm certain this time we can skip the trial. Y'all don't understand time in a way that doesn't make sense. Especially since, like, it seems like that particular dragon isn't even that old. Like, why would he have no concept of time whatsoever? like we still exist in a world where like a bunch of stuff is happening all the time. Like we mark the days by events happening, and there's a number of events happening all the time, and time is being processed the same way. So it's just really weird they're written, but like, what? 100 years is a long time to you? As if he's not also waiting for 100 years. Like, he speaks at the same speed, he behaves at the same speed. It's just like, I don't think this is how immortality would work. Even he should be like, ugh, 100 years, it's just, what a pain. Hello, that guy again. You were a way off, weren't you? Well met. My brother tells me you wish to borrow my strength again. How does that monocle stay in? You mean to awaken a crystal? A simple matter. Very well, you have my wings. Climb atop my back and guide me to this crystal. Old D, you stay behind. Zev, if we should become separated, return here and my brother shall summon me. They always have to include the fail state tutorial. Like, here's what happens if you fuck up somehow. Although at this point, you've played enough of this faction, you should be used to the idea that the blue exclamation points are how you fix quests that you break somehow. Because there's a lot of mounting quests. You constantly have mounts. Yeah, there's a special mount for each of these 3 factions, where whenever you go off to use the mount ability on whatever spots, they're like, hey, go back to the exclamation point if you lose it. And then in this, for Moogles in particular, you do a lot of crafting. And if you fuck up and make the wrong thing somehow, or break it or something, then you go back to the blue exclamation point to get more parts. Usually it's not a problem in the first place because you're just making stuff, but sometimes you just autopilot craft stuff and you're like, oh, this quest required high quality. Whoops, I didn't know that was a thing yet. But no, crafting is so easy now. I have the Moogle set, and so I just effortlessly make everything now. All the struggle that happened during the chef quests is just gone. And I don't know if that's because these are just easier or because I'm just have all this high level gear now on my character from the Moogle quests, but either way, I no longer constantly feel like I'm doing it wrong. The thin streams of water leaking from the crystal look as if they will dry up at any moment. Speak with old D to ride way off and use his roar ability to... Shit. I got distracted. I just... Damn it. I'm so used to going to my objective and hopping off my mount that I reflexively did it without... Looking at it now, this animation's kind of terrifying, actually. I imagine that smaller races might sit, like, with their legs astride the creature or whatever, like a horse. But I'm just crouching on top of it. Like, I'm not really bound to it in any real way. I'm just crouching, I'm just kneeling on top of the dragon and hoping I stay on. It's kind of terrifying. You could so easily fall off.
Look, the water is sprouting forth, Kupo. This crystal will make the perfect source for the fountain. Now we just need to break off a few shards.
I am relieved. I could have just as easily shattered the crystal by mistake. Fortunately, I did not.
I've gathered the largest shards I could find. Now let us be off to Zenith, and we'll show Gullinbursti that Barlays will shine once more.
There's just gonna be like a trail of water coming from under him. I guess there might not be that much. The water coming off, like, doesn't have to be that bountiful. It just has to collectively put up enough that eventually there's like a fountain's worth hanging out. Is that... That wasn't there before, was it? Oh no, that's something else. Okay. Yeah, that is an aetheryte shard, aetheryte shard teleportation spot or whatever. I thought that was the crystal for a second there. I was going to be alarmed. Why are we going back to him? Do we have to make it first?
Well, in Bursty, we've done it. The fountain of Barlays will flow as gloriously as before, Kupo.
So you have secured a water source.
It was a team effort, Kupo. Zev suggested we use spring crystals, and Old D's told us where to find one. We've gathered more than enough shards to keep the fountain flowing indefinitely.
I know of these crystals, but do not attempt to deceive me. There are none with the strength of which you speak.
There were none, Kupo, but through will, perseverance, and determination, we were able to find a solution.
Those words. It is nothing. Proceed, Moogle. A callback to someone that said the same thing?
With Wayal's mighty roar, we awakened a spring crystal and now have enough water to make 5 fountains. Surely our deeds have proven that we are worthier to continue our work.
Impressive, little one. However, your story tells only the deeds of man and dragon. What has your kind contributed?
There is still much work to be done, and the spring crystal is but one component. From here on out, it's the responsibility of the Mogmenders to see the fountain completed, Kupo.
Your words bespeak confidence, and more importantly, sincerity. Very well. You may remain in Barlays. On one condition.
God.
Rising from the fountain was once a statue, a monument of friendship and peace. You will see it restored to Barlays.
A statue? We've never built something like that. What if it proves beyond our abilities, Kupo? It's just a statue. What?
You're already making stuff out of stone. Then I shall make the plaza dust and rubble once more.
Well, it appears we have no choice but to succeed then. Gillenbursty, the statue we raise will be even better than you remember, I promise.
Do you have like a reference, or what? There's something unique about that one. Do you not agree?
Nod.
Nope, not even a nod. Definitely thought we were gonna come back to him after we were done with this, with the fountain. But I guess not. I'm gonna go through the little hole. This might have been invented for dragons to go through. Judging by all the weird openings that don't have a purpose for terrestrial beings. Nope, that's a daily quest.
A monument of friendship and peace, and our latest challenge, Kupo. I suppose we can consider this the Mogmender's first commission. I must admit I'm a bit nervous. Our reputation's at stake.
So the dragon has requested further work be done to the plaza. Mogzen, I have no doubt you and the Mogmender shall rise to this challenge as you have risen to many others. Remember the wisdom I have tried to impart to you.
I won't disappoint you, Terracin. Even if it looks like there's no way forward, I'll find one. Now let's begin work on the fountain.
GP. I used CP, which I guess is crafting points, so I guess his GP is gathering points? I don't have a gathering profession. What? The fountain is just more puffs? I thought we were going to be restoring the giant tower, not this one plaza, but this seems to be the focus. Wow, it's filled in though. Thanks to your efforts, the Fountain of Barlays has been restored. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see repair of the plaza completed. It looks nice, if a little much. The, I guess this explains why I can't land there. Because, I've tried to land... Oh yeah, I was trying to make the culinarian, thumbnail. And at one point I tried landing on top of the rock in the middle. Because I'm like, this is a decent spot with nothing around me. It's like, won't let me land. Won't let me land. And it's like, I guess it's because it's doing this stuff where it's going to be... That would really fuck with people's worlds a bit, because it's like a thing being built in the middle. More and more as you go. Hello, who are you? You're not one of the dragons we've encountered, are you? Oh, he's not selectable. Well, he seems to like it. And they almost don't look weird shaped when they lay down sideways like that. Huh? I guess we're just collecting more dudes. Maybe he'll be incorporated into the next tier of dailies. Maybe not though, because I can't select them. Either way, turn these guys in. Just cutting off the other sound. I can probably afford the last piece of the set. Tools. Fishing rods, Hell's Kitchen. This is a downgrade? I have something better already than that pan. Now the last piece of the gear is the hat. I think I have everything else. Yeah, I believe so. I avoided the hat because I can't see it anyway. Like, I'm not allowed to wear it. Oh, I still have the saved. Oh, I still have the saved costume from when I inspected that guy earlier. Yeah, look at that. It's like a chef's costume. Like, I actually looked at the part. This part looks weird. It's really stretched around how big my character is. It's definitely not supposed to look like that on the original characters it was made for. But it's a nice shirt. But I bet I have to be really high level for that. Anyway. Nope. Nope. I need one more. I'll be able to afford it after today's dailies. And then I'll have the completed Kupo set. For all the crafting I won't do, probably, because then we'll just go on to the next expansion. We are back! The tools make the Moogle. I can't believe them, Kupo. Of all the times for trickery. Why, if they were here, I'd give them a piece of my... Oh, Zev. Once again, fate is working against us. Sometimes it just seems as though we can't lift a single brick without something going wrong. Let's all put our palms together and hopefully we can find a solution. Just when I had forgotten how entertaining the Moogle's antics can be, this happens. You see, we were expecting shipments of supplies from the Temple Knights, but their delivery is long overdue. Mogson here suspects foul play. That's right, Kupo. With the Mogmenders busy at Barlays, I asked the Moogles at Asa to help transport the supplies. Unfortunately, I fear they may have hid them, or worse. Our only choice is to find the Moogles in charge and question them ourselves. Give them a good talking to, Mogson. As the leader of the Mogmenders, you must make it clear that you will not tolerate such trickery. I have faith the supplies will be here at Barlays before long. Of course, Terrason. I'll give them a scolding they won't soon forget. Perhaps I'll even make them carry the supplies themselves. Why? Look at him. After rebuke an irresponsible Moogle, as a father would a disobedient child. However, as we are expecting a good many crates, another pair of young strapping legs to carry them certainly would not hurt. Go and assist him, should he require it. I'm shocked you want me to be in on the quest. I never. Oh god, the quest is the tools that make a Moogle. Okay, there it is. I have multiple quests active right now, so it's actually a little hard to tell which one I'm following. Zev, what are you doing here? Did Terrison send you to accompany me again? He really must learn to let me handle my own affairs, Kupo. Look here, I gave this Moogle such a verbal thrashing he's agreed to show me where he hid the supplies, and has even forsaken trickery for good. Completely and utterly contrite he is. He's lying. He's definitely not giving up trickery for good. That means he's definitely lying. Alas, I'd rather not spend time reprimanding others. There's still so much to be done at Barley's, but lately I've felt no matter how many hours we labor for, we never get any closer to completion. But worry not, Zev. I have no intention of giving up, Kupo. One blow at a time, we'll chisel away at Barley's until the glory of its past is restored. For now, I suppose I should see to the unenviable task of collecting the rest of the supplies. Zev, I know much more important matters demand your attention, but could you deliver this crate to Barley's? With any luck, we'll see each other again shortly. He was never seen again. He literally died. Now show me where you hid them quickly. There's no time to waste, Kupo. You're being tricked. Don't trust the Kupos. They're Kupos. They know what they did. They know what they did. You all returned sooner than I expected. Is Mogson not with you? Aye, these are certainly the supplies we ordered. How kind of Mogson to shoulder the burden of finding the rest. While he is occupied, there is a matter I would like to discuss with you. As you have no doubt noticed, Mogson has become an admirable crafter in his own right. In fact, the zeal with which each and every Mogmender approaches their work has been not short of astonishing. However, despite their best efforts, their progress leaves something to be desired. Curious as to why, I observed the Mogmenders at work, and one thing that struck me was the feebleness of their blows. Now, this is no fault of the Moogles, it is not due to laziness that they strike so lightly. No, I believe the tools are to blame. They're also Moogles. They're just itty-bitty. The Moogles cannot grip their tools firmly, and they do not have our Thui arms. I don't know what that word means. Tools made for us are entirely unsuitable to them. But what are we to furnish them with tools But what if we were to furnish them with tools attuned to their etheric energy? Which brings us to the supplies. With them we shall make wind-aspected tools, which I believe the Mogmenders will be able to swing as mightily as we swing our own tools. I would give the honor of helping me craft the first one. I would give you the honor. Whoops. I don't swing tools. I cook. I would have you prepare a special varnish whose unique ingredient shall enhance the ethereal conductivity of the tools, enabling our furry friends to wield them with little effort. Before you begin, however, bring the crate of supplies to Mogmul. As always, you are free to take whatever you feel is necessary to complete your task.
The others think I have the easiest job in the Mogbenders, but they're wrong. Have you ever flapped your wings in place for hours on end? No? Then you have no idea how hungry it makes you, Kupo. But I must do my duty. What supplies do you require this time? Ah, so these are the errant supplies. Any Kupo nuts? I thought not. In that case, feel free to take anything you need.
Off to Mogbelly. Oh no. Nope. Moogle tool components. Jupe. And they have to be high quality, which is easy peasy to do with all these overpowered stats. I never had to learn how to play better. Yet. Combo.
Are you finished already? Of course, I expect only the most superb craftsmanship from you. Ah, yes, this is a masterpiece. Of that there can be no doubt. Now, we only need take what I have made and... Look, Zev, have you ever seen a hammer so mighty, so majestic, so miniature? There is nothing like crafting something so fine with your own hand. Of course, I could not have done it without you, my friend. Ah, Zev, Terracin, I have returned. And with all the missing supplies, no less. What's that smell? Have you been crafting? Indeed we have, my dear Mogzin. A special present for our favorite Mogmender. I believe you will be most pleasantly surprised. No, I'm not falling for that again. I still remember the taste of disappointment when I bit into those fake Kupo nuts. What is it this time, Leather Cloud Mallow? Zav 2. Perhaps you are telling the truth after all. Very well, show me your present, just in case I shall gird my palm for the worst. Does he have like flames on his cap? Like, that was a sound. That still doesn't seem designed for him. It doesn't even fit in his hand. This hammer, it's different from the others. Both Zev and I poured our hearts and souls into it, so I hope you were able to make good use of it. I believe this hammer and other tools like it will bring a marked improvement to the Mogmender's work. How does it feel, Mogzin? It's so light and it fits my paws perfectly. Were those other tools just for practice? Why, I feel like I could chip away at stone all day and night, Kupo. The dance. I'm glad to hear that. Truth be told, I know that you and the other Mogmenders were growing frustrated at your lack of progress. With this, I believe you will be able to produce work at the speed and quality I know you are capable of. I apologize. I shouldn't have had to go to such great lengths on our account. Nevertheless, you have my thanks, and the thanks of every single Mogmender. That is why we are here, is it not? To teach you and yours all we know, so that one day you might repair Zenith without guidance of a doddering old fool. So, there is no need to thank us, much less apologize. We shall be content to see you produce grand works. And so we shall, Kupo. I dare say this moment marks a new age for the Mogmenders. That was a quick one. I did basically just fly slightly over there, then come immediately back with no in-between. No outside forces this time. Alright. Thanks to your efforts, the Moogles have brand new tools to work with. Continue assisting the Mogmenders to see the repair of Barley's completed. I'm never sure how much rep is left, and I'm also afraid to check because the grind, it grows so much longer. It really does. It's a little scary. These seem quicker than any other rep grinds I've seen in MMOs, but it's still I'm still restricted to a daily schedule, which means I can't just crank it out. Because like the quests are quick enough that I can get a lot of progress done really quickly if I was let loose. But I have a daily throttle. Everyone's respected now. Moogles lag behind, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's late night, the day after Thanksgiving, and I have capped a rep, so here we go. Late night line reads, I am a professional. How you do, boy? Oops. Immediately skip dialogue. Where could he be? Where could he be?
Oh, there you are, Zev. Terrason's ready to discuss how to begin building the statue. But we dare not start without you, Kupo. Now let's see what he has to say. Zoom in a bit.
Zev, how good of you to join us. Once Old D graces us with his presence, we can begin our discussion. Ah, here he is now.
Greetings. For what purpose did you summon me here? Do you require my strength once more?
Indeed, Old D. We would avail ourselves of your legendary strength. All of our work thus far has brought us to this decisive moment, and without your stout wings, I fear we will have little hope of success.
Then of course my wings are yours. I would never stand idly by as my friends struggle. No task is too large for me. I knew we could count on your support, Kupo. Finally, we are ready to begin work on the Mogmender's first official commission, the statue requested by Gulen Bursty.
A monument to friendship and peace, now lost to time. With their new tools, the Mogmenders are working with more vigor than I have ever seen. I believe they are more than ready to rise to this challenge.
We are ready, Kupo. Ready to build a statue. A statue of what exactly?
It is the answer to the question which I have been contemplating, my dear Mogzen. Unfortunately, we have no pictures, no stories, and no remnants on which to base the statue's form. We know only that it stood more than 1,000 years ago, during the age when dragon and man lived together, in harmony.
Could it be a Koopa tree? Or an enormous cloud mallow?
Do not be daft, Mogzen. The statue likely depicts dragon and man. Brother once told me many such sculptures used to dot the land. Old D, I must say I had much the same thought. What better subjects could there have been to immortalize a bond which at the time must have seemed unbreakable?
Even so, there's still so much we don't know. How were they posed? How many were there? No statues remain to draw inspiration from. Terrason, do any survive down below?
Perhaps, but I fear they might prove difficult to procure. Unfortunately, there are still those who think simply glimpsing such an image would be grounds to accuse one of heresy. However, there may be another way. Our mutual friends, the Temple Knights, have spent generations chasing heretics. Doubtless they have seized at least a few of their idols during their ceaseless struggle. Zev, there is much work for us to do here at Barley's. I would ask you to journey to Ishgard and ask our dear Handloop if he can part with an idol. I have confidence he will oblige your request. However, if perchance he is hesitant to do so, hand him this letter. I believe it shall prove to be adequately convincing.
I'm standing too far away for that.
And what of us? While Zev is away, what should we do? Continue our stonemasonry practice?
No, my dear Mogzen, there are preparations to be made. Speak with Mogmul and ready the stone we will use for the statue. Old D, pray help Mogzen with his duties. For my part, I shall begin drawing up plans for the statue's base. Well then, I look forward to meeting again. May we all return with good news.
Nah. I'm just gonna decapitate whoever's on this list. See where that takes us. There we go, foundation. I always gotta remember what waypoint it is. Because they always say, go to Ishgard. And I think I remember that, like, if you look at your list of waypoints, it just doesn't say Ishgard on it. Anywhere, if I remember correctly. Let's see, yeah, it's foundation. So look at, if you're trying to keep track of locations, like usual, it's just kind of confusing to navigate, because it says Kurthus and Foundation. Kurthus Central Highlands, Camp Dragonhead. Kurthus Western Highlands, Falcon's Nest. This entire section never mentions Ishgard. That's just unnecessarily confusing. Just say Ishgard. If, like, the names of the waypoints should be in some way relatable to whatever the actual characters are going to constantly call things. Otherwise, you have to constantly memorize the alternate name for everything people say, because the waypoint is going to be some other name that isn't the one they're saying, and it happens a lot. And you're like, well, I'm just trying to navigate this game, man. It's a really big game. Then I click on him. Nope. You require an idol seized from the heretics. Ah, my apologies, Zev. But such a request is not within my power to grant. Pray understand that much as I would like to offer you a helping hand, there are some matters where my reach is limited. A letter from Lord Terrason. He writes that the figures in question were taken unlawfully from the churning mist, and that the Moogles, as caretakers of the ancient ruins therein, are obliged to petition their return. A rather more bureaucratic approach than I anticipated, but I would expect no less than a lord of House Zemel, as skilled with his words as he is with a hammer and chisel. Has he not told you that cunning old fox is none other than Terrason de Zemel, formerly Count Terrason de Zemel? Although he has long since stepped down, he does not scruple to intercede in various affairs. In any event, his reasoning is sound, and I see no harm in following his plan. Speak with my man Van Kane. These names, I don't know. He will provide you with what you need. He's over Dar. Hello, confusing man name. Don't ask me to say it.
You require an idol, yes? I believe this one should do. They all look the same to me. Dreadfully ugly, isn't it? Well, I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
We're just gonna make it that idol, but real big. Just real big. Just so big. So big. Here's other things that are confusing. Go to Barlay's, but the waypoint is Zenith, and the map is Bravania? This makes more sense though, because obviously it's like that Zenith is the location where the Zenith waypoint is called Zenith, and over here is Barlay's. So it's not really an example of what I was talking about. The Foundation waypoint is in the middle of Ishgard, and it's the primary one that you have to go to before you can go to the Aether Net to the other places. So calling it Foundation is just confusing. You are returned. Was Handloop willing to oblige our request? Yeah. I mean, no, but then he was forced to. This is an object of heresy and untold evil. It seems harmless enough to me, and the craftsmanship is superb. I do believe this will provide the perfect model of our statue. Excellent work, my friend. Copyright be damned. However, I cannot help but notice you no longer have the letter I wrote. I suppose that means Sir Handloop told you who I am. That a simple epistle would sway a man of his standing. Oops. Almost dropped my remote. Nope. Alright. Something was falling, and then I dropped my controller, and then some button got pressed that made something get selected weird. I usually have to use my mouse in those situations because I don't know how to correct those when something gets selected that I don't mean. Well then, let me apologize for the belated introduction. I am Terrason de Zemel. I'm sure the Z is probably silent, but there's a D right before it, which makes it even more confusing. Terrason de Zemael. Erstwhile Count of my house. I am happy to say my son now enjoys that burden, leaving me to spend my days as I please, interfering with random bullshit to amuse myself. Whoa, that looks dangerous, whatever that is.
I try to stay busy, of course, and our project here has been a boon in that regard. However, I do think this some whim born of idleness. No, this is how I wish. I do not think this some whim born of idleness. No, this is how I wish to live out my twilight years, as my true self, as a craftsman. House Zemael was built upon a foundation of mastery of wood, steel, and stone. From a young age, I strove to learn the techniques of my forefathers. Alas, once I became a count, I was forced to trade my hammer and chisel for quill and parchment. A count's craft is to uphold the honor of his house, his tools, his wit, and his wiles. I was bound to the eternal struggle for glory and prestige, and as the months bled into years, my days as an artisan faded into half-forgotten memory. It was in this single-minded state I raised my sons, teaching them not of the joy of crafting. Perhaps by imparting my knowledge to others, I am in some way trying to alleviate that regret. Haha! I have gone on too long again. Truly, I thank you for listening to this old man's ramblings. Now let us return to the task at hand. The statue must be built, and I have a job perfectly suited for your skills. What purpose would our efforts serve if a sculpture we build cannot withstand the elements? To prevent this from happening, I would ask that you prepare a coating to shield our work from the harsh winds and rains of this region. As always, Mogmul shall provide you with aught you require. Bring your completed work to Mogzen, and we shall make use of it at once.
Well, hell, Mogbly.
Did you see them moving those huge stones, Kupo? Just watching them made my belly rumble. But I will do my duty. Until the statue is complete, I'll be here to give you whatever you need.
Boom. Synthesize statue components. Alright. Statue supplies. Okay. Should be easy peasy. Ooh, that's a big old chunk of quality. Oh, I'm making a big old dent in that. Oh, it's over. Okay. And we're done. I just saw a number that looked really big, but it wasn't as big as it felt.
Zev, it goes without saying, but the Mogmenders are grateful for all your help so far, Kupo. Just a little more and we'll have finished. So let's see what you've made. You've certainly outdone yourself this time. Garlean Bursty will surely be in awe of the quality of our work. And now, all that's left is to build.
This progress is going pretty rapid fire all of a sudden, huh? That looks not structurally secure. There's like a lot of hanging stuff that I feel like might be prone to failure eventually.
We've done it, Kupo. Can you feel it? This must be how landlords and skylords felt the moment they built this plaza ages ago. I can only imagine what Garlean Bursty's reaction will be.
He just destroys it.
Little ones, how fares your work? If it is too difficult, simply say so. I shall allow you to return home before I raze this place to the ground.
How'd you miss a statue, bro? How'd you miss a statue? It's bigger than you.
On the contrary, Garlean Bursty, you could not have arrived at a more opportune time. The statue's complete, and I dare say even more majestic than it was before. Behold. As you see, the human has a face and the dragon doesn't. The dragon's a cardboard cutout.
I have not seen this statue in a long time. Yes, it is as it was. Almost.
It's a good thing there's only one fucking heretic statue, apparently, or we could have been in trouble. Like, we got one artifact blindly with no context, and it happened to be exactly the statue that used to be here, apparently.
Your work is adequate. As promised, I shall leave you be. Continue in peace.
Time to grind out one more entire reputation tier, and then afterwards we'll be like,
I wonder what he meant when it wasn't perfect. We better do that. Almost adequate. Why would he say that, Kupo?
that's definitely what's gonna happen. I don't know, I guess I'll find out in a week. Ba 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 doo ba doo.
Would somebody please turn off that theremin? Please.
Everyone's thinking now. Even I'm thinking. Okay, we get to see a rare emote. We don't really do that pose ever. I don't even know how what emote that would be. He like folded his arms? So I don't think looks like that. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea how you would how you do that one. He didn't do the thinking one, he did something else. Interesting. Oopsie. Am I ever gonna get the mount? Meandering Mog Slippers. Oh my god. Those are the goofiest shit. It cost 100,000, oh my god. I imagine it'll show up there. The nut exchange seems to be mostly armor. So I think I'll get the mount at some point. Oh well, that's this tier down. Late night video games. Got the Moogle maxed out. It's the Sunday of the early access of the expansion, which is funny to me because it's like, that's just lying. The game's just out. You buy it and then you play it like a video game, you know, that is out. But they're like, oh, it's early access because you pre-order it. It's like if like I just played Resident Evil 8, and so it's like in fact I played it for 5 hours today. It's like if Resident Evil 8 came out in May, just like they said it did, but they're like, it's early access, you're actually pre-ordering it. This game comes out in 2022. It's like, okay, but we can pay you the full price for the game and play the game, right? Yeah, but the release date's 2022. Okay. Whatever. Like, at the time of recording this, the expansion comes out next month. Or, I'm sorry, next week. Oh yeah, it comes out next week. That's why whenever you log on during the day, there's a queue of like 6,000 people trying to play this expansion, which they can play if they can get through the queue, because it comes out next week. Yeah, that's what words mean. What the fuck? It's not even like, ooh, we'll let you play it for free in early access for a week, but you gotta pay for it next week or anything. It's like, no. It's out. You pay for the game, and then you play it. But they just are saying it's out next week. But like, there's no hoops to go through. It's not like, oh, it's early access for people who subscribe to EA's Origin thingy-majiggy. It's like, no. No. It's not like early access for a specific service or anything. Like if a movie comes out on demand a week before it comes out in theaters, that's like an early access for that specific service. But the game just being out via all of the normal services, and you get it by buying it, that's just it being out. That's not early access. It's driving me crazy. I keep seeing this references to early access. I'm like, that's not... This is at best or worst. It's just a marketing trick, basically. But anyway, this will be aged by the time it comes out. But this was the day that we played Jackbox 8 because we couldn't play Final Fantasy XIV because the queue times are monstrous. You cannot get into this game during any reasonable time of day. Like at all, unless you're willing to wait around like for an hour, and like we got shit to do. We're just gonna do something else with our life instead. So I'm here like doing my dailies at like midnight when the queue's only like 100 people instead of 6,000 people or whatever, because that's like a 5-10 minute wait as opposed to like an hour or 2 or 3 or whatever, and people are consistently crashing and so on, or getting error codes when they do get through the wait, and then they get put right back in the at the beginning of the wait again, and they don't even get to get in. It's just what a headache. It's predictable though. People just I don't think it's that people don't know how to do launches. It's they just don't think it's worth the money to do the preparation, so they just choose not to because it's easier to apologize. But anyway, that's been my day. The mix of stuff. This is not especially relevant to what we're doing, but it's just I'm playing this late and tired because of that. Just trying to keep up with the dailies so I can get this done. I'm gonna get a dance. It's all worth it. So it's time for us to do. This is my last one. This is my last of the trilogy of the Heavensward campaigns. I'll be finishing. This will be the capstone quest. I think after one more even longer rep grind, I then get a final thank you quest from each campaign. But I'm gonna put those together with each other, with the final quest chain of the entire Heavensward Beast Tribe stuff. That'll be like the beginning of that. Is like a little final tour. But because this is the quest that gives you like the closure of the arc each time. I'm speaking from the pattern of the last two.
Zeb, I'm glad you're here, Kupo. There's a matter I've been meaning to discuss with everyone since Garlean Bursty's departure, and now is as good a time as any.
We are all gathered, it would seem. Now, my dear Mogzen, what was it you... Oh, I see you've summoned Old D as well. Very good, very good.
Mogzen, I was just admiring our craftsmanship. An accomplishment to be proud of, certainly. Now, what was it you wanted? Are you here to help plan the celebration?
The celebration, yes. Now that statue is complete, there is naught to do but ensure the statue stays polished. It is time for a well-deserved rest. Do you not agree, my dear Mogzen?
No, not at all, Kupo. With all due respect, Terracin, our work is far from complete. I believe you know this already. We were there when Garlean Bursty saw the statue.
I was there as well, Mogzen. Did Garlean Bursty not grant us leave to remain in Barlays? We could not have asked for more. Mogek and Mogmo have already begun preparations for the feast.
You need to look past his words, Old D. Didn't you find his reaction strange? He seemed thoroughly unimpressed by our efforts. Something is amiss, I'm certain. I cannot be content to leave the statue in its current state. I'll not rest until it's perfect, not only in Garlean Bursty's eyes, but in mine as well.
Ha ha! Well said, my dear Mogzen. Well said. I knew you would not be satisfied with mediocrity. Your growth as a crafter has been not short of astounding. You are truly an inspiration.
I don't know what to say, Kupo. Thank you. So that means you agree with me, yes? Then, as we have many times before, let's work together to find out what's wrong.
We've already come this far. Just a little bit further and we can enjoy the satisfaction of seeing our work complete at last. But how are we going to know where the fault lies? The possibilities are endless. Well, I believe we did well by casting dragon and man as the subjects. Perhaps the composition of the figures was not to his liking. If we had made such a fundamental error, I doubt he would suffer the statue to remain. No, it must be something else, something we're not seeing. God, maybe we should just fucking ask him. Let us take a different tack and ask ourselves why Gullenbursty demanded the statue be built in the first place. Why was it so important to him? I had wondered that myself. I know little of Gullenbursty besides the fact that he is much older than brother. He is quite reclusive, although I have been told he was not always that way. And we only know him by his demands. Oldie, surely there are other dragons that are friendly with him. Perhaps they could offer insight into his motives. Perhaps. It might serve us best to speak with the other ancient dragons. Are there any you could introduce us to, Oldie? Of course. There's, Vedrfolnir, who I happen to count among my many friends. Perhaps we could also try visiting Vidofnir, though I am not certain she would grant us audience.
I know some of these people. I know Vidofnir. Yeah, there we go. That's, oh yeah, that's... Because that incredibly exaggerated animation is how Hrothgar point at themselves. He looks like he's showing up.
You are friends with Vidofnir? Why, you're just full of surprises, Kupo. Our next step is settled. Zev, allow me to accompany you to the surface and speak out with Vidofnir. Master Terrason, Oldie, visit Vedrfolnir and find out if he knows anything about Gullenbursty. Let us meet back here to share our findings. Until then.
I actually like that pose. I like /me. I feel like the other people wouldn't be as prone to using that one because their poses aren't as fun to watch. But I don't. The only thing I don't like is the part that where it's supposed to be like me gesturing at myself. It's just a decent pose. Or not. Anyway, back to one of my other bookmarked teleports. Probably the first one I'll be able to remove at this rate. Probably shouldn't remove any of them until the storyline happened. What happened there? Why did I turn around instead of doing the emote? Yeah, there it is. Something happened. I must have bumped something. Vidofnir is straight upstairs. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I think I have to go through this back door. Might have been faster to use the stairs and fly that way. I don't know. Oh wait, no, there's a hole in the ceiling. I forgot. I'm a goof.
Well met, warrior of warriors. What brings you and yours to Annex Shrine today?
Oh yeah, I made a new craftsman glamour. I don't know if that was here, if I had that yet last episode or quest.
Gullenbursty? Yes, I know him. For many moons didst he labor to build the very plaza you now endeavor to repair.
Gullenbursty helped build Barlays. Then why would he raise it to the ground?
Probably because of the betrayal of man.
For brothers robbed of a mother's love, 'twas bitter reminder and testament to man's ancient sin, of Ratokskur's sacrifice upon the altar of mortal greed. Old wounds are slow to heal, and mayhap his discontent is rooted in the past. Look to the plaza's ruins if you would know more.
But all that's left of old Barlays is a pile of... Wait, that's it, Kupo.
Zev, we need to go back at once. There may be remains in the rubble we've cleared. Perhaps they will provide clues we seek. Vidofnir, you have my sincerest thanks for your counsel. What did I say? She's staring at me. Did she like follow you around when you're nearby? That's neat. Because I'm not looking at her. So it's like she just already does that. I don't like how my shirt looks like this. Look at the front fanning out, like weirdly. But that's a problem with Hrothgar shirts in general. It actually gets less pronounced when I stand up straight, but when I'm not standing up straight, it's like, what the fuck is happening? They just like, they kind of need to like patch a lot of the shirts and armors. Just the chest pieces along the board. They do a really, look at that. Oh no, good thing I don't normally see him from this perspective, running towards the camera. Because look at them keep going up. What the There's a lot of clipping in this game, so it's weird that they see, I can only assume they're afraid of clipping here when they did this, but it's like, you make tons of clipping all the time. I don't know. I'm guessing it was just kind of a rush job. He looks alright most of the time, though. I'm guessing it's just kind of a rush job when they needed to make so many different clothes and try to make sure they all worked on the new character models as they add them. It's probably telling they're only adding male bunny people to the new expansion and no female Hrothgar, which I think they implied they were going to do at some point, but there's just like, it's just too much work to add so much. So they split the demand between the two species across two genders instead of doing both of both. Originally in the previous expansion, I guess now. Here's what we keep. Here's where we keep the stones that are unfit for reuse, Kupo. Old D, Terrason. Are you looking for remnants of the old plaza too? Indeed we are. Vidofnir only offered as much information as he deemed necessary, and I can't look at him. And a quality that comes with age. It was clear, however, that the pieces of Barlays may hold the answer we seek. We had much the same experience. Well, there's nothing for it but to dig, Kupo. There's not much here. Granted, these would be really heavy. It's always going to be the last place you look. Granted, that doesn't mean anything because when you find something, you stop looking. So it's not as that's not a mystical statement. Any luck? I found nothing but old rocks, Kupo. Here's some rocks. What is this? This looks like the writing of the landlords, Kupo. Alas, I cannot read it. What does it say, Zev? How fares your search? Have you found aught that might be of use? Terrason, look. Zev found these fragments engraved in what looks to be the script of the landlords. Brilliant. Let me have a look. Old D and I found several similar fragments, but for the life of me I cannot make out their meaning. Perhaps they are but smaller pieces of a larger whole. Wow, it's a friendship bracelet. Let us see. Like this or like this? The elements have not been kind to these stones. I can scarce tell if the letters are upside down or right side up. Stop fooling around. What does it say? What does it say? Do not rush me, old D. I must focus. Here, I think I have it. Unity and brotherhood, now and forevermore. Barish de Fasho, Magon Gulenbursti. A man, a Moogle, and a dragon. Doubtless they were architects of this place. You mean more than 1,000 years ago there lived a Moogle crafter? Just like Mogson. It appears the plazas of past and present have more in common than we thought. So you gotta make a Moogle. So was this tablet which was truly important to Gulenbursti? Or a Moogle in the statue? Indeed, to him the statue was more than a monument to friendship and peace. It was a monument to his friendship as well.
And so we shall make it our duty to restore this tablet. Come on, it's time to put chisels to stone.
Shouldn't you put a Moogle on it too? I feel like you're skipping over that. If there was 3 people in the thing, there was probably 3 people in the statue? I don't know. Granted, there are a lot of puffballs everywhere. Just a mountain of poofy balls. Oh, I'm gonna get to have one of those.
Mogmender's first commission will soon be complete. That is, if you would entertain one final request. The letters must be darkened with ink, so they might withstand the corroding of elements that for many years to come. I would task you with making that ink. Lastly, I would like to thank you for your support, not only on behalf of the Mogmenders, but all the Moghome Moogles. If not for you and Terrace, Barlays would still be nothing but dust and rubble. Once we trust in your steady hand, I know you will impress. Mogham will give you any supplies you need. Once your masterpiece is finished, head to Terrace and we can complete our work. What will I do, you ask? Let's just say I have one final trick to play, a parting trick if you will. I'll be getting it ready while you do your crafting. Ah, the look in your eyes. You can't wait to find out what it is, can you? Worry not, I assure you it'll be my best one yet.
It's so pink around here. Not gonna lie, when they first gave me the camera angle and were like, it's our duty to maintain this place and we've been neglecting it. The camera looked at like this tower behind me, the giant super mega ultra tower that's all glowy and shit. And like, I thought that was it. I think I said that at the beginning too. But it seems our goal is this specific place, I guess. I was really confused at the beginning of this campaign. So I was like, where are you? Why is it taking so long to fix this one spot? I thought we were going to go over there next.
Moggs has been by and told me to expect you, Kupo. Take anything you want, anything. Once you finish, I can finally eat.
Time to make stuff. So a lot of my buttons stopped working, so I replaced them with some other buttons, but I don't... Oopsie. I don't necessarily understand. I mean, I don't know if I ever knew what I was doing that well, but I definitely just put some buttons that looked vaguely comprehensible on my bar because most of my crafting buttons, maybe not most, but like half my crafting buttons stopped working. They all got crossed out by the new patch, and so I had to replace them with new ones. This one has to be high quality specifically. But I have like a basic touch, standard touch combo, but then whenever it becomes good quality, I can use precise touch, which gives me like the biggest boost, I think. Why couldn't I do this? It went away. Oh, available only in the first step. Oh, I have to use muscle memory first if I want to use it. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
Have you completed Mogson's request? To think this may be the last time I gaze upon your work. It has been an honor, my friend.
I did very little cooking as a culinarian in this quest chain. I'm not sure why you guys hired me, honestly.
I must say the quality of your craftsmanship has always been reliable. Come, let us call the Mogmenders. At last, Glenbursie will acknowledge the depth of our skill.
Here you go. Oh, these things or whatever. Beam, ba-deem.
Preparations for our trick are complete, Kupo. All we have left to do now is attach the tablet.
Unity and brotherhood, now and forevermore. Mogzen, Zev Dargavash, Tarasin Did Zeman, Oldi, Marinch de Fashon, Magon, Gillenbursti. Somehow those scratches say that. Those blurry scratches. These glasses are going to ears I don't have. I don't have ears where those glasses go. They would have to redesign glasses for Rothgar and Viera heads and whatever the cats are called. The cat people. Yeah, I forgot. Way off and old D were insistent I come. I'd pray it is worth my time. We're gonna watch a dragon cry. I was right. Very good. Very good. I remember the days we finished building. I remember Mogon's indignant protests. Where is the Moogle statue? You make me so mad, Kupo. And so on. It would seem his wish is now fulfilled. I take it everything meets your satisfaction, even the Moogle statue. Oh, did they add a Moogle? I didn't even notice. Oh, they did. There it is. It matched what I said. Apparently last generation they didn't have one, which only questions it further. We're sure lucky those little figurines are based on this exact statue, or we would have been in trouble. It does. You have my blessings and my thanks. I shall keep the skies of Barley's safe to prove my words true.
Did you hear that, Kupo? Gullenbursty approves. Gullenbursty approves. Finally, through will, determination, and perseverance, the Mogmenters have completed their first major project.
Jesus Christ. I wasn't ready for that. How do you do that in that armor? I don't understand. Who prompted you to do that? That came out of nowhere. That was so abrupt. I was not ready for any of that. Top Mog. There's the really expensive item. It's my third one. They are just eating into my money. I'm gonna have to spend. I mean, it's gonna take a while to get to the next expansion, so these coffers will refill hopefully. But holy shit. Getting all 3 mounts is pretty expensive when you weren't hanging out in endgame, grinding up money the way that people probably were. But it is just the goofiest fucking mount. He's never looked more like a fucking cat than having just like plomped onto this stupid puffball. I'm not supposed to be here, but I am. Alright. See. I think it's just the bar. Oh, I don't really have a casual bar on this character. Okay, I'll just switch to back to dancer. Ah! There we go. And it'll be under special. Gotta pick something to get rid of. I got the Moogle dance. It might have to be ring hands. I gotta keep my transportation buttons around. Alright, let's face the light.
Yep. That's happening now. It's up there with Manderville on level of Goofy. It's just so much energy. Look at him go. It just goes down low. What other reason do we need to play games? What? Combat prowess? I haven't had to think about a fight in weeks in this game. It's just this nonsense. Ah, the dice roll did not give me the puff. Alright. Third beast tribe completed. That one was the longest haul. It's the last one I finished because the Vath outpaced it by giving better rep per quest for whatever reason, and also I think also starting at a higher rep. But this is the one that I had to do 20 quests worth of quest change just to unlock. But then I also had to go back and learn the Culinarian and play, and so I played through all of A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward's Culinarian quests. So there's 3 other videos leading up to just this video, whereas the other ones just kind of popped up one day. It's like, look, I did this beast tribe. This one was a fucking process. So now the grind happens where I need to get all of their sworn meters maxed out, which the Vath are almost there. They'll be there tomorrow. And when that's finally done, I can then do the Realm Reborn quest chain, or the Heaven's Ward Beast Tribe quest chain that you get for doing all of them. And that will result in the dance I wanted in the first place. And then I'll have all the dances from this expansion that you get this way, at least. I don't know how many they're actually hard to keep track of because most notably, they're not their own category in this game, and so online they're also not in their own category in most places, so they're just mixed in with like special emotes, you know, like floating in the water or sitting down. That's the same thing, obviously. These should all go in a tab together. A dance tab? What are you, silly? We don't have space for that. We don't have space for a dance tab. Look how much space there is to the right of this magnifying glass. That's right, none. We could never fit a dance tab. Good night, everybody.